Hey, what's up everybody? This is Royce from Pedal and Metal and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at one of the new Hot Wheels for 2019. This is the 1984 Audi Quattro short wheelbase, and it is awesome. I was able to get a second copy of one of these, and it is on the short card, and for whatever reason it's not really glued together very well, the bubble, so it pretty much just fell out of the bubble. So we're going to take it out of the bubble. There's the artwork, which is awesome. Gotta love that. And this is on the short card, direct from Amazon. We'll go ahead here and take a look at it. How awesome is that? Very cool. This is in stock state, obviously. I will be detailing it if you want to stick around after the review here of the stock vehicle, and I'm going to do a wheel swap on it and just do a quick minor detail of the tail lights and clean it up a little bit. As you can see there around the windows, it's got a lot of flashing from the mold leftovers or whatever, so I'm going to try to probably clean that up. And originally didn't really want to take this one apart, but I think I'm going to have to drill it out to do some cleanup work on it. But we'll go ahead here and stop it and take a look at it. And this is a base of it. I think they did a pretty good job. The front end looks really good on it, a little better than I expected for a basic mainline. And they even have kind of like a stippling effect there. You can see that really well there above on the glass to kind of mimic, I'm not sure if they're trying to mimic a windshield banner there. It's what it looks like to me, but it's not on the artwork on the box. My only complaint is I don't really like how they did this. The venting louvers there on the passenger side hood looks odd to me. I might see if I can fix that. They show it like that on the artwork there. You can see it there, and they have black hood pins. And I want to detail up the all the famous little vents there for the hood, the nostrils. But I think they did a pretty good job. Like, there's really no detailing to the back, no tampos, I should say. But it's pretty cool. I've been waiting for this for a long time. This was one that I wasn't sure they were ever going to make, to be honest with you. And so I kind of ended up making my own, which some of you guys seen this and some of you haven't. I'm just going to drag it out again since it took me so long to make. I made my own from a Matchbox long wheelbase Quattro. So you can see it's a little bit bigger scale than the Hot Wheels. I think is a little bit smaller. Do a quick spin around of the two. The Matchbox one there has monoblock wheels on it, which is what I'm going to be using monoblock wheels today on the wheel swap on the white one. But I'm pretty pleased with the red one. It still needs a little bit of work, but at the time when I made that about 2 years ago, or was it a year ago, I don't remember when I did it. I think it was about 2 years ago now, I guess. You could not buy the short wheelbase version, so you had to make your own if you wanted one, which of course was a lot of work to cut the car up and do all that. And I don't really recommend anyone attempting it. It was really difficult to make the hood myself, and it was just a big pain in the butt, to be honest. But so it's awesome to have the white one, and really cool. I'm so excited about this. Anyway, if you guys want to stick around, I'll throw it together here and start, drill it apart, I should say, and start working on it. Alright, I'll see you guys soon if you want to stick around. Otherwise, if you don't want to stick around and you just like the stock stuff, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell for notifications, and I'll be right back. Alright, normally what I want to do here to drill this apart, really you should probably drill the pilot hole first for your screws. I like to use 256 screws, which they're really tiny, and they're the Allen head type. So what I normally do is I use a Dubro, the 256 tap and drill set. I forget what size that drill bit is. I normally just use whatever comes with these sets. But you could find your own and put the set together, I'm sure, yourself if you want to. But I already have another one in here, and then what I do is I drill down a little bit, maybe just a little bit more than 1/8 of an inch deep in both of the stalks on the body, and they're for the screws. And then I normally use, I think it's 1/8 of an inch drill bit to drill out the heads of the so-called rivets or stalks of the body. They're not really rivets, but the stalks. And you just want to drill enough to be able to get that rounded, the part that's folded over. You want to just get that off of there, and then the body will come apart if you've never done this before. Normally I do this over top of my trash can because it makes a big freaking mess. I know a few of you guys out there have never done this before. All right, the back one was really flattened up over the back post more than normally what I see. So that one took a little bit of digging and carrying on. I think I did it off camera there to get that out. And anyway, finally got it apart here. I'm just gonna have to clean up my mess here on the workbench. So. Okay, well, we'll go ahead here and take these out. These are axle and wheel sets here. I actually don't mind this. I want to keep those maybe for another build. They don't look too bad. Oop. Okay, the wheel choices I have on hand from monoblock wheels, I have red, gold. The red ones are, unfortunately, I mean, I shouldn't say unfortunately, but they're in the 4-spoke JDM style wheels. I was kind of hoping I'd be able to use the red 8-spoke wheels. We have gold 8-spoke wheels with Bridgestone tires, and we have like a light grayish silver gunmetal, I guess you want to say, 8-spoke with Michelin's. And these cars, the Audis, usually ran with Michelin tires, so whatever I choose, I'm gonna probably have to swap the tires over to the red rim. I think I'm gonna use the red because I want to keep the tampos. I want to make it look really racy. I just wish I had the 8-spoke wheels on hand in red. So now we just got to swap the wheels, I should say the tires, over. Sometimes it's nice having to use a paintbrush handle to assist you to pop the tires off. So I'm going to grab these Michelin tires. They can be kind of a pain. So you just kind of push on there and not totally thrilled with the 4-spoke wheels. So eventually I probably will swap them out for the red 8 spokes once I can get a hold of some. But for now, we're going to use those. So I'll go ahead here, and you get 2 axles, of course, with each pack. I don't get paid to endorse their products or anything, but I was going to pull that card out to show you. But anyways, there's the web address there. Even after I always post this, people always say, where are they at? I can't find them. It's right here. So all you guys have to do is go there. I don't get paid to endorse their stuff, so I'm not really going to go crazy talking about their stuff there, but I do like using their wheels. Just got to swap all the tires. You get the cool thing too, they allow you to choose whatever tire brands you want, which is really cool. Now I gotta find what I do with the rest, and here's the other Michelins. That's one thing that's nice about their stuff. When you order them, they you just tell them what you want, and they'll go ahead and swap the tires out, I guess, for you. I don't know how they do it, and they always look nice, like they have them done, popped on nicely. So there's one tire. Alright, now we got those tires swapped over to the Michelins. Probably should get my reading glasses too here so I can see what the heck I'm doing. The way they have you put these together, they give you super long little brass axles. You can either crimp the ends, which I'm going to try that. I don't usually do that. A lot of times I just like to use a tiny dab of super glue. But they want you to crimp the end. That didn't really work. Let me get something else here to crimp the end. What do I have? So you want to kind of just flatten out that end of the axle like that. I don't really usually like that look, but we're going to try it. Can always be changed. And you want to snip off, watch your eyes, you want to snip off some of the length of the axle until you get it to where you want it. Then I wonder why I step in metal all the time down here in the basement. That's probably why. So the bad thing is, though, the hard thing is, how do you crimp it? You can do it on one side easily, but the other side's pretty hard. That's why I always use the super glue, but I'm going to try this method here once. Hopefully I wasn't off camera there. I don't think that's going to work. I don't know how I can get in there to crimp that. Then I usually just test fit. See, that's why I don't like the crimping method, because then usually the axle's like so long. I'm probably just going to go back to my usual way of doing it. There's what it would look like. I think that would look pretty cool. And they still roll. When I always glued them, they still roll. But I don't really care for that. The nice thing with this one is when you put the body on the chassis, the wheels are pushed the whole way in, so it's kind of a nice guide, and they sit very flush to the outer fenders, so that's good. We don't really have to do much thinking here with this one in order to figure out where you want to, your axle length, I should say. So we're kind of guesstimating. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll take something and try to mark. See if I get a pen here. Get that hair off of there. I'll try to mark. Sometimes you'll see people have them stick out real far. I don't really like them sticking out too far. Just a tiny little dab of super glue, and then put it back together. The main issue too with this body is the flashing sticking up. It's pretty bad. I have a little file here. Let me see if I can find a bunch of little. You can buy these needle files for a whole kit for a couple bucks at Harbor Freight. Just want to kind of knock them down, and then if I have to touch up, I have a white pen here that I can touch up the sills here. But if that, it might not even have to touch it up, but you want to get that cleaned up. That looks pretty crappy. I got looking here at the interior. It's a very hard plastic. I don't remember the interiors being this hard of a plastic before, but anyway, the way they had the front hood vents there, I don't like how they have it all black. I want to do that in white. For this build, pretty much everything I need is right here. I prefer enamels most of the time. Here we have white, red, and black. Tester's enamel. This can be found at pretty much most hobby and craft stores. Let me find my brush. This is my old trusty brush I've had for years. So I have an idea here how I want to do this. Fix this vent in the front. My reference photo I have up on the screen is a white Audi that was sold, I think, in 2015 at RM auctions for $401,000. So I'm using that as my reference, and it does have a white rear wing on the back. Some of them you'll see, many times you'll see the wing is black on some, and I believe that was the 85s, I think. I'm not 100% sure on that. Some are black and some are body color. I'm going to do a white roll bar in it just for something different, for visual interest, that you can be able to see through the back of the glass. This is right here is a perfect example why I don't really like paint pens that much. I do use them sometimes, and I'll probably will try use them for the lights on this vehicle, but a brush just flows so much nicer over this tubing than the paint pen would have been falling down in and leaving marks, and just usually doesn't look very good. At least I don't have the greatest results with paint pens. That's just me personally. You guys can do whatever you want. I did actually just order some more of these sepia ones, or sepia, I'm not sure how you say that. There are. I got some more. Ordered a bunch more for $1 or something a piece with free shipping off of eBay. And they're okay, made in China ones. I don't think they're bad. For the seats, I was kind of torn. I was going to mix up my own gray for the seats to kind of mimic the stock street seats that were in the cars, but decided to go with red, since it appears to me to have racing seats in this, and this version is kind of more racy. That's why it has, I believe, the deep chin spoiler in the front. A couple other things that the Hot Wheels went off of for the reference. I actually found a photo of that hood that they used, I believe, for their reference. It was on Pinterest. I found it on Google Images. So I have a feeling that's why it's not really, I don't think it's a stock hood. And that's why they made it all black. That section, which I don't really care much for how they did that, but it's a nice thing when you customize your own, you can do it the way you want then. So you can make some changes. to suit your own taste. But I think the red, I think it might be, I don't know, I'm not sure if I'm going to like this or not, but I want it to be able that you can see the red seats, and plus it'll kind of go with the wheels. Since we already have the racing livery on the outside of the vehicle, it's not like it's going to be a street one, so we'll have it as if it's a hill climb racer or something. Give it, so definitely you can see the red. And this is just Tester's red. I'm not sure, I think it's just Chrysler engine red from Tester's, which is a nice all over standard type of red that you can use for almost anything. The other thing I'm thinking about is cutting the side windows out on the glass so you can kind of see in. So we'll let that, looks alright, we'll let that dry so I don't bump into it again like I already did the white. We'll move on here. I'll put my link up for the reference photo that I'm using, the reference car, like I said, which was sold by RM Auctions a few years ago. For the taillights, I'm going to have to mix up a dark gray with a little bit of tinge of red in it, because the taillights, that taillight section is all, it's just black here on it's in the plate section is black plastic, but okay, so like I said, there's a little bit of a tinge of red in that, because when these light up, they flash, red, of course, and there's, I believe the top little sections are amber. I'm not going to bother mixing any orange paint in with them, but if you look at the photos of the link I have up, the actual car, the street version anyway, they're very, very dark tinted. The bottom would say coupe on the bottom, or coupe, depending on where you're at and how you pronounce it. So I'm pretty happy with that there. Oh, there's some more flashing sticking up. So there we go. There's the back rear light panel section. If I cut out a piece of paper, maybe I'll cut out a little license plate, but I don't think that's going to be necessary since this is a race car. I would kind of go a long way, but the other thing I'm going to do here is hit inside. I think I can use my black paint pen for that. in here where the spoiler is. Oops, it's hard to pull out sometimes. Hard to pull out and not get paint everywhere. So I'll clean that little screw up of paint there. I'll clean up then. Not a big deal, but that'll give an illusion when you look through there that it's open. Same with the back here. Maybe I'll use my micron marker for that. I've had these markers for over 20 years and they just don't want to die. There's another little screw up there, but I'll get that then. So let's let that dry. What we could work on, I guess, a while would be the glass. Like I said, I think I'm gonna snip out these side windows. It's gotta be very careful. So take your time. These are Tamiya snips that I have. They're pretty nice. Just don't do what I did, and I tried to use them on one of the axles one time, not thinking, and it nicked the blades there, the tips. I had to get in with a file and resharpen them. So there's the first, clean up my mess here. There's the driver's side. We'll have to do a test fit and make sure that, yeah, that'll be perfect. That's gonna be awesome. So I'm gonna do the other side while that dries. Okay, and I'm back, and I'm thinking, I did do some smaller details in the front, and I believe they were off camera. You didn't really miss too much, but I thought I had the camera rolling, but apparently I did not. So anyway, the back for the famous kind of like there's a black rubber strip like on the back of the bumper here. I got thinking about it. I think I don't even want to attempt. I'm so shaky today. I don't even want to attempt to do it freehand. So I'm gonna use some of my trusty Tamiya 10mm tape. This is really good stuff. You can get it off eBay. I know sometimes Hobby Lobby, they do have Tamiya stuff, but I don't know if they carry the tape. I don't think they do. But so what we're going to do here is I'm going to just cut, so I'm not so wasteful. I'm going to cut one piece in half and then lay this tape out and try to attempt to do that black stripe, or rubber strip I should say. It's like a rub strip, because I'm not feeling real confident. I haven't done any customs in a while and kind of hesitant here to, I don't really want to screw this up, so it's best to just lay a tape line out. So as you can see, it's really, really small. but I want to have that detail there because that's kind of famous, or I should say that is what, in my eyes, when I look at the car, that's what stands out, is on the back, so it's not so white. This is Tamiya paintbrush. I'm going to be using 87048, which is a really small, fine brush. Alright, I'm going to give this a shot. Now the strip just goes, I'm going to look at the reference photos, just goes a little bit, it does go pretty far around the corners. There is a small red reflector as well on each side of the car. When this dries, I might attempt to hit that. Alright, what I normally like to do is, I don't really want to wait till it fully dries, but I'm going to blow on it a little bit here, kind of try to flash dry, and then I'm going to peel this off. And what I like to do is I try to peel off in the direction towards the paint, if that makes any sense. Just so I don't drag it down below the paint line. Like that. That was good. So you want to try to pull away from your painted area that you just did. Not bad, not bad. Okay. Alright. That looks pretty decent. So that makes it a lot easier without being so nerve-wracking. It's a little fatter on the sides there where it wraps around, but that's okay. Not too worried about it. You guys get the idea. But there's my little rubber rub strip there on the back. Close this up before I spill the paint, which is what normally I end up doing if I'm not paying attention. We'll have to let that dry, and then what I want to do is, I forgot to tap, run the threads in the stalks there, the posts for the body, but I think we could probably soon be able to stick it back together here. Just gotta get my tap ready here in the middle of this. Alright, we'll go ahead and run the tap in here on the post. You only really need about 5 or 6 thread rotations there. That should be good. Like I said, the worst thing sometimes is just hand on the car. Alright, so we could go ahead here and stick it together. This is the exciting part. Also on camera, or off camera I should say, I went ahead and did these other 2 black vents because I didn't care for them being black. I wanted them white to be more like the street car, because that's what this car was, basically a sleeper to begin with, the real car. So we want to, oh, something on the glass there. I want to keep it as a sleeper. There we go. That is it. Looks pretty cool, I think, with the windows cut out on it that you can see inside. It gives it some more visual interest with the red seats, and just doing black or gray. I did do this, they had black plastic here in the back, and I wanted it more like the street version. So I did do that, I think, off camera as well. The white part, which is part of the base here, you can kind of see that. And then even though the real car would have black tips, I did 2 little chrome tips on it. And I did the 2 red reflectors, I think, off camera as well, but you guys didn't really miss anything there because I had to put a big magnifying glass down to try to get those, so that was real fun. But the grille work, this is all stock. The lights in the grille and the Audi emblems all stock from Hot Wheels. But like I said, this does have the racing chin spoiler front end there. So we'll go ahead here and stick it together. This particular tool that I'm using here for the small Allen screws is a Bonhaus .050 little Allen wrench, which is really nice. I think this came off of Amazon as well. And it was 2 of them in a pack. They call it ballpoint screwdriver. So I could probably try to put the Amazon links up underneath if anyone's interested. But I got tired of using my really small Allen wrench, L-shaped Allen wrench. I wanted one with the handles. It's kind of like, I think these are mostly sold for RC car enthusiasts. But there you go. It's kind of nice to be able to put them together. So, all right, here we go with the modified version up against the standard stock version, and I think it's a pretty good difference, I would say. Especially there in the back, you can see a huge amount of difference. I think personally that goes a long way with just a few little things to set it apart from the standard one. Hopefully you guys like that. Off camera, I did do the door handles black, and I think you guys saw most everything else with it. Pretty happy with this one. The only thing I would do different, I believe, is I'd still like to swap out the 4-spoke wheels for the 8-spoke monoblock wheels, which I'll do probably eventually. For now, though, I think it's fine. You can see here there's a huge amount of difference with the front end. You have the famous 3 nostrils. Once you paint those in, I think that goes a long way in making it look more like the real deal. I didn't care for all the black plastic sticking through the hood of the standard Hot Wheels car, so like I said, I painted those white, and I think it looks a little bit better. It's more sleeper like. So go ahead here and bring in the one that I had made about 2 years ago. That one features the white 8-spoke wheels from monoblock, and that was originally a long wheelbase car from Matchbox, hence the windshield, I believe, is slanted back slightly more than the coupes, the short wheelbase coupes. The windshield, you can see there the difference. The A-pillar actually is more upright than the Matchbox version. So if you were going to build a replica one, the best bet would be to find a 4-door sedan and to chop one up to make a replica of one of these cars. Then you have the correct angle of the front windshield there. But I think I did a pretty decent job on the red one there when I built that, considering what I had to work with, and had to mold the hood. So there's all mine. They'll be in my little Volkswagen Audi group collection. Alright, so there you go. Hopefully you guys like that. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. Alright, bye now.